Okay, I think I'm live. If anybody is here, feel free to say hello. Just let me go and bring up the chat on my other screen so I can actually see what's going on. Alright, let's see, what am I doing? I was planning on making a map today, and I think I will start to do that. Let's see, that's the project. This is the map making program. I just need to wait for this to load. Let's see. Okay, so I can see on the YouTube stream dashboard thing, there is some statistics about the stream that are probably important to know. Okay, is this loaded yet? This is loaded yet. Alright, so, no, I would not. 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is not going to be a terribly big map, but it is going to be not minuscule either. In fact, let's go to 10 by 10. Okay, I see there is one person watching. Hello, one person who is watching. I am making Bird Game, and I'm currently making a map, and I have to remember how to use this thing that I made that I can't remember how to use. Let me see. This should fill in a square. Alright, excellent. I'm just going to go and paint some ground. I don't have a real flood fill tool, thanks to the silly low limit on GameMaker stack trace, and I couldn't think of a better way to implement flood fill other than with recursion. Hopefully this won't take too long, filling in the ground manually. Okay, this is actually going to take a while. I see there are 2 people watching now. Hello, 2 people watching. How are you doing? I am just filling in ground. Let's see, we're almost there. Alright, so the ground has been filled in. And I think I need terrain. Let's raise the brush radius a little bit. Let me see, this is going to let me do this and paint some ground. I'm gonna increase the brush radius a little more. Hello, Jack T. Strick. How are you doing today? You're one of Scottish Geek's friends, right? I think I recognize that name from somewhere. I'm going to save this in a moment once I'm done drawing a circle around the boundary and show what it looks like in the world. But first, I need to actually do that. This should probably be a circle, not a rounded block. It'll probably look a little bit better. Let's see. There we go. Save this. Forest dot whatever. Should take a minute. Hopefully not too long. It's probably going to take a long time because that's what everything does here. Good memory. So you are from Scottish Geeks Circle. Thought I recognized that name from somewhere. Let me see. Save this. I haven't actually interacted with you before. I just know you by name from the comment sections and stuff. So hello. Awkward pauses. Come on, save. This program is making a map for Bird Game in GameMaker. And it's going to... I'll show what it does in a minute. I'll show what the output is in a minute. First, where's included files, geometry, create included files. Now I have to find it. There it is. Now I have to actually add it to the game. Let's see, the forest. Okay, there's still some... Oh, I need a semicolon there. That would do it. So now, hopefully when I start the game, I'll be able to, Oh no, wait, I still need a way to actually get to that map, don't I? Okay, I can wait for this to save and then add some way to get to the map. And... what's the best way to do that? Probably just send you there at the beginning of the game, right? There. Oops. Now this should take a minute to start up. Because everything that I do here is slow, apparently, because GameMaker takes a long time to do things. Really long time to do things. Come on. Is it because I'm streaming? Is it because the computer's already busy streaming? Probably is. I don't know why it has to resave these sound files every single time. It's quite annoying. Texture pages always take a while. Actually, that wasn't too long. Okay, so let's start up the game. And there's an error. What's the error? Oh. I did not name the file correctly. That would do it. Let's quit that. Stream is probably slowing GameMaker a bit. Yeah, it's I'm using OBS because I am a boring person who does not know of any other streaming software. A long time ago I tried using Adobe Flash Media Encoder and that didn't work very well. So I'm just using OBS right now, trying to figure out how to live stream again because I haven't done that in quite a while. Alright, now the game should work. Because the file that it's looking for has the correct name and everything. Alright, that was much faster, that's nice. And it still cannot load buffer file, that's a shame. Oh, wait. Yeah, this is the right one. Isn't it? I named it correctly, I spelled it correctly. I hope. What kind of bird game, like Flappy Bird? No, this is a game of like third person, first person, whatever adventure game. There should be a card linked in the corner of the stream over here with a playlist of more information about the game. If you're interested, let's see. If I can, however, get this to actually work, that would be fantastic, because I'd like to show exactly what it looks like. Alright, that should do it. I don't know what exactly was misspelled about the file, but there was apparently something misspelled about the file. And that was causing the game to not find it, and that was causing the game to crash. I love it when that happens. Let's see. I wonder how long it's going to take to load up, because this is a smaller map than I'm used to loading. And at the same time I am streaming. Ooh, that's not good. That is not good. Oh. Again, I know why that happened. It's because the game is this time looking for a cutscene that is not existing. And, yeah, that could cause some problems. Just going to have to do something a little bit different at the title screen. I know what I'm doing, guys. It's been all of like 12 hours since I worked on this, and I already don't know what I'm doing. I have to go to load instead. Okay. Here's the forest. And, well, this is going to be a forest anyway. I see it is cut off at the edge. That is probably not supposed to happen. Oh, you know what? I know why. Because the game is looking for an 8x8 forest, and this map is 10x10. But anyway, here's the boundary around the plane that I drew. And here's the ground. And if I were to increase the render distance a little bit, you'd be able to see farther. That should be good. You can see the boundary. Okay, so this works. I'm just going to go increase the size of the forest in the map settings. Okay, back to this. I suppose I kind of planned for there to be a, let's see, path, lower block radius, a like middle area, and a bunch of different side areas radiating out of it. And I think I'll start with this. And player should probably enter from this side. Let's go to terrain. There's a little pathway, an entrance, exit, whatever pathway. And come here. And you may see why this is in a minute. I'm going to block off part of this so that the player can't actually see empty space at the edge of the map. Let me see. That's awesome. I'm glad you think that's awesome, Jack T. Strick. I assume you're referring to the, what was it, the map in the game? Spent a lot of time working on this so that it can actually do that, and I'm glad it's actually working the way it's supposed to. Anyway, forest. I'll start, I think. Where's the, that's the edge of the map. Here's the circle I drew earlier. I think I'll start by adding a bunch of trees, which can look like this. And let's see. I'll cut out spaces in a minute. That's some trees. Let's see, that is area where the player can walk. There's a exit pathway, I suppose. I haven't put a whole lot of thought into what this is ultimately going to look like, other than that I want to have a central area. This looks like a crosshair or something with a nice little island in the middle. I think there should probably be a relatively straightforward path from the entrance to the middle, or what I'm planning on being the entrance to the middle, and then from there there can be like, I don't know, it can be a little bit less straightforward than this, but it shouldn't be hard to find the middle, which is probably where the most of the interesting stuff is going to happen. Let's see, there's a little curve, and let's get rid of that little outlier. That's a little better. And I'm actually looking for my partner in crime who is helping me design this game, but I don't see him online right now, so that's that might have to wait for another day. Let me think. I could just like start drawing and plan later, and I could just start drawing designs and plan later. The moment the stream is done, I'm going to watch that playlist, the Bird Game playlist, I assume. For someone who's tried to get into game development and failed, it's so cool to see how easily you can just make shit. I wouldn't say easily, but I'm glad I have apparently inspired you to get back into game development. It can definitely be fun once you get into it, I think. I started working in GameMaker probably 2011, and the stuff that I made in 2011 was not very good looking at all. I'm just going to draw another random path there. And it took a little while for me to actually make things that looked like a game that you might think about playing, I suppose. But it's definitely fun once you get into it. Let me see. I think in one of the other maps there's like hills. There's like a, what's the word? Like, not like hills, but ledges that you can kind of go up. What are they called? God, I'm blanking on what my geography terms are. Alright, anyway. I was thinking about doing that again, about using that for level design, hills. For example, let's see, the terrain, that's what I want. Maybe on the other side of the map, far away from the entrance or exit or something like that. Maybe here, to make a little hill. And you can climb that and it'll be a lot of fun. Or, I say that, but there'll be a, I don't know, either something to explore on here or a waypoint for you to see other parts of the forest maybe. So let's go with this. And what's the key? That's not the key that I'm looking for. Shift? Alright, that'll make it more of a cliff than a hill, which is what I'm looking for. And go this way. Alright, I'm going to go and save this map again. And this is going to take a minute, and then I'll load this into the game and possibly drag around a few set pieces so that you can have some interaction in the map. That was actually fairly fast. I'm a little surprised. Wow, that hill was taller than I thought. Export. Export. Oh, it is. I see the spinner icon. Took a little while to show up. Today. It's gonna probably take longer to save than the last time. There we go. It's probably going to take longer to save than the last time because it's bigger now. But anyway, that can go away. I can bring back, where was it? Documents, Oxalish, forest1 dot whatever. That's the incorrect name. Alright, I think it was just forest.vtb that I'm trying to create there. Alright. This should not cause any problems, I hope. It probably will, but I hope. Ooh, there are 3 people watching now. Hello, 3 people. Jack T-Strip, Jack T-Strick, possibly Batuan Orshan. I'm sorry if I got your name wrong, and one other person. Or 3 completely different people. In any case, hello. Let's see. There's the hill. I'm standing right on the edge. Ooh, I'm standing inside the wall. That's not good. So let's fly on over here to make it go a little faster. Here is the entranceway. Alright, so this is wider than I was expecting. There was more space to play with than I was expecting there would be. And so I'm thinking you enter the forest around here. And probably there should be a path and a signpost. Where's the signpost model? Sign road. I think that's what it's called. Alright. It's not the highest quality signpost model, but let's rotate it a little bit so that these signs are actually facing the player. There we go. I feel like it's still a little small. I've increased its size several times in the last little while, but I feel like it's still a little bit small as a signpost goes. Now, yeah, there's definitely more space here than I was thinking, so that's good to know. Onto the hill over here. There is slope. Whoop, that's a little close. Let's rotate this 90 degrees. Rotate, I said, not translate. Alright, so 270 degrees is what I need. Best game, and it isn't even finished yet. I don't know about that, but I'm glad you think so. I'm going to want snap to grid of, I think, 16 or 32 or something like that. And let's try that. Oops, negative 320, that's a little bit low. Much better. Alright, so it's still partially in the wall. Oh, you know what? I wanted negative 16 as the Z position, didn't I? Alright, there we go. So now we have a nice slope leading up the wall. And I just realized that there probably isn't enough space to put another one up here. Okay, I can deal with that. I'm going to do this for now. Fly on up here and do... I'm going to do what I did here and make it a cliff instead of a ledge. Let me see. Getting these in position is kind of annoying, but I think I got it there. Alright. Cliff meets nicely with the wall. The slope rather meets nicely with the wall. And I think I'm going to want another one here. Rotate this 270. Is that good? Alright, that's good. Great. And I need another one. This one's going to want to be rotated, I think, 180 degrees. Did I get that in place on the first try? I got that in place on the first try. That's pretty nice. Let me see. What should go on... Oops. What should go on top of here is the question. Probably like a treasure chest with an item or something. You can see fairly far. I don't know how much taller I want to make this. Hello, Europa. What are your plans with Bird Game? To be honest, I'm still working that out. It's probably going to be Street Lamp. I don't think I want this snap to the grid. Like walking around adventure game. I don't want to say walking simulator because those kind of have a bad rap, but there isn't a terrible amount of gameplay so far. It's mostly like running around exploring. I have not shown in the stream so far the first map that I worked on, but it's fairly come along. It's come along a fairly long way, and it's mostly like if not fetch quests, like running around and doing stuff. That should make it not say anything when I go and talk to it. Like, the weird thing about how I've implemented cutscenes is if you talk to the slope, it'll show words, and I don't really want that. Let's get rid of that for now. It'll also say slope under the crosshair. I don't really feel like going around and correcting all of those on stream though, because that's just going to take a long time. What else is there? I should probably put trees up here when I'm done. And also when I'm done, treasure chest, one of these things. I can open it up, nothing's in it. And to rotate this a little bit so it looks a little bit more natural. I could throw down another one, because this is kind of an eyesight drawing in point of interest rather. Not sure, I'll work on that. Anyway, I should probably save this map before it crashes or something. Okay, and I'm thinking this will get filled in with stuff kind of as I go around making it. Like like ideas will just start flowing once I really get going, because that's usually how it goes. Of course, if anybody watching this has any ideas of what to make. I am somewhat interested. I am fairly interested in what people have to say, possibly incorporating some of those ideas. Let me do this. No, not that. Let me do this. Because game design is fun, and I think a lot of different people who aren't necessarily programmers should be able to enjoy it. Anyway, now that that is done, I can go and throw down some trees. It's not the biggest area ever, but I need to be here, right? Yeah, here. It can be possibly like a fence overlooking this cliff here, maybe. Let me see if there are any other. Okay. I'm not used to how YouTube chat works, so I wasn't sure if the window had scrolled without actually scrolling and alerting me of that. Anyway, let me see. If I go back to terrain, I could make this a little bigger by making it all cliff instead of sloped hills. Yeah, that gives me a little more space, and it shouldn't look too bad. It does look a little bit odd the way there's the grass trim around the top of the cliff, the middle of the cliff. But at some point in time, I do plan on editing this so that it doesn't generate maps like that, so that it doesn't. An undo button would really be nice too, so that it doesn't give you that kind of. If that made any sense. Let me see. Let's open this up a little bit because that's probably where the treasure chest is. And that's probably good. So now there's a path through it. You can walk between the trees unless I do, I think, this, which will make it really dense, which I don't know if I necessarily want to do. I'll try it, see how it looks. It looks a little weird from an overhead view, though. Let's make it a little, I'm just going to cut out a couple here and there so that it's not quite as dense. Was there anything else I wanted to do? I'm going to, I think, scatter a little bit of path. Maybe like that. Alright, let's try that. Save. Hope it doesn't crash. Let me see. Ooh, 5 people watching. Hello, guys. If you just joined, how is your night? I hope it is going well. If you like making games, I hope you have fun doing that too. I don't know. I'm kind of just rambling now because I don't know what to say because it's been forever since I streamed. But let me see. Please don't take as long to save as you did last time. That's the destination folder. Alright, we're going to name it to that. Alright, great. Can minimize that. It's still just 32 megabytes, which is pretty small. There's not a whole lot in the map right now. Game is going to compile. It's not really going to compile since I'm just running it with the general GameMaker runner, but it's going to run at any rate. It's going to compile the assets, I suppose you could say. Let's see. Let's jump on over here. This looks like the old map. Did I not save it? Did I not? Oh, I didn't copy it, did I? Going to want to actually not rename the file, but copy it into the directory. 9:13 p.m. Good, that was the one that I just made. Because if I deleted the one that I just made, that would be bad. Because I'd have to resave it, and that would take time, which I don't really like spending. I've been streaming for half an hour already, wow. Alright, there we go. Now, I was wondering this earlier, but loading only took 7 seconds. Alright, now I see the trees up at the top of the hill. Let's see, where's the slope? Oh, you know what I also didn't do? I also... Where's forest.map? Forest.map. I should probably go and drop this into the map folder. And add that to the included files. Where was it? Somewhere in here. GameMaker is kind of annoying when it comes to managing included files. Alright, I think that's it. Good. Now when I run the game, I should have the signposts and stuff that I added in the last go around. It will, won't it? Alright, it should. I think. Forest.map, right? In any case, oops. Alt-tab is amazing. Takes 7 seconds to load. And... Alright, there we have the slopes, we have the signpost, we have the treasure chest in the middle of the trees. The trees are very dense. Ooh. That could be... yeah. Alright. What else do I want to have up here? Because there is, again, more space than I was expecting to have. Let's move this a little bit closer. What else could go up here? I suppose, like, picnic table or something like that. That's a table, I meant house. I could put something like this. Have a random old house up here. Sure, why not? And in that case, the chest should probably be around the back. Oops. Somewhere here, maybe? A little farther, I think. That's good. What should I have in it? I'll worry about what it has in it later. The door, let's switch this to blank crosshair text and no cutscene when you talk to it. The door doesn't actually do anything, it doesn't swing open or anything. I may change that in the future. Have not decided if I just want this to be like a decoration or actually something that you can interact with yet. Anyway, what else did I say, like a picnic table or something? There's a broom. Rotate that a little bit and lean it against the wall, I suppose. That's not against the wall. It's a bit of a small broom. Should probably make it bigger. Oops. It's not quite leaning against the wall. Come on. There we go. So now there's a broom. A little bit of decoration. And I could add a ladder. I don't really see why there would be a ladder though. Broom you could think like, okay, sweep off the path or something like that. Ladder is just, there's nowhere to go. What else is down here? Flag? I don't really have that many flag designs though. Although with that said, oh, that's not animated. I say animated, not really animated, but flag? Flagpole. Alright, now that's clipping through the house. Let's move it a little farther away so that doesn't happen. Now it's clipping through the chest. Alright, that's better. It's either the United States flag or if I can actually activate it. Come on, flag. I think the other design is the New Jersey flag. Yeah, that's the New Jersey flag. It's swaying around up there. I don't really have another flag design. I could add all 50 states, but I don't really feel like spending the time to do that. Or other countries or something like that. Let me see. Let's also take the text off of this. The mouse over text can stay. Oh good, it's already set to no cutscene. Alright. What else could go up here? Ooh, I can't get through here, can I? It looks like you should be able to get through here. The trees are just close enough together that they block you, because their collision boxes aren't perfect. Also, that's some Z fighting in the trees, in the branches. That's no fun. Ooh, there's also this one here, which is blocking the lamp. Alright, I can address that once I go back into the map editor, terrain editor, whatever it is. Alright, I think that's good for now. Save the map. Forest.map. Close the game. And that can go here. And it was, if I go back to trees, I believe this one that was getting in the way. And these down here that were getting in the way. So let's just open that up a little bit, and you'll be able to get to the edge. Also, I think if I don't provide a little bit of a buffer around the edges of the cliff, you'll see them kind of hanging off, and that doesn't really look good. Yeah, they're definitely hanging off a little bit. Let's not do that. Alright, I think that's better. Okay, I could add a couple more trees down here. No, I think that would actually block the ascension, the slope. But I could add them around there. Maybe here. What's the key for, oh. I'm getting my layers mixed up. Alright, in fact, I don't want to go too close to the edge there because I don't know where the slope is. Let us do this. That should be enough space to get around either way. And one layer down, let us do this. 2 layers down, whatever, my bad. Will the game lag as much when it's finished? Hopefully not. Mostly the lag right now I think is because I'm recording, and because it's not compiled code, it's using the GameMaker runner, which is slightly slower. It runs at when it's compiled when I'm not recording, it runs at a fairly steady 400 frames per second. Obviously not the actual refresh rate of the monitor, but I do have a fairly decent computer, but hopefully it'll be at least a steady 60 for pretty much anyone. That's the idea anyway. If it doesn't, then I have some optimizing to do. There's a couple tricks I could pull out that'll make it better, but hopefully it won't come down to really messing around with the way that the game renders stuff and that kind of thing. Let's see. I don't know why I did that. Alright, so there's some more trees around the edge. And I could make the base a little wider. There we go. I mentioned earlier something with a slope. Oops. It could be a bit of a slope going down here. I'm kind of surprised you haven't gotten lost with the layers. Oh, believe me, I do. I'm just, usually the smaller concentric circles are the ones that on top of the other things, but not necessarily. Unfortunately, I have not come up with a better way of organizing them. I used to have it so that they were transparent. The ones below the higher things were transparent. But that was causing problems with my GPU for some reason or another, so I stopped that. Anyway, what was I just doing? Oh, I was putting trees down. I say causing problems. It wasn't really causing problems. It was just like they weren't being rendered transparent, so I just turned it off entirely. So there's some more trees. I don't really like that somehow. Those are going to be stuck in the wall. There's no point in having them. Not sure if I like these trees. I could just put down grass or something. Or flowers even. Ferns. I forget where I got these ferns. I think they're from some Pokemon game, but I'm not sure. Most of the graphics in here are from Pokemon. So I'm going to have to change them out eventually, but for now they're decent placeholder graphics. Let me see. We're going to have to actually save this and look at it in the game to know how that looks, but it's probably going to come out a little weird. Speaking of ferns, I could mess around with ferns like here by the house. To make it look overgrown and kind of abandoned. I'll try that. Alright, let's save this again. Alright. Actually, I do want to make more changes to this before I go and update the game again. What else should I do? Could drop a path down here. Oops. That looks weird now, but I think it'll look better in game. Here-ish is the slope. I want to say it's about here. Come on. See, I am getting lost with the layers. Alright, so I think that's where it is. I can draw a little bit of a broken path here. Give it an older, a little bit more rundown look. And line it with trees, I think. Again, I'm probably going to put more branches in here at some point. Branches in the path, not in the trees. But I'm not too worried about that right now. Oops. Let's not open that up. Let's not close that off quite that much. That's a little close. Although again, I keep saying I have more space than I think I do, so maybe it won't be. Oh, I should probably also throw down a path here. That's too small. The path tool doesn't really work with the brush radius set to 1. It comes out kind of funny because it can't tile. I don't know why it generates with holes in it like that sometimes. Probably because I didn't program it right. The tiling system. Alright. Let's break this up a little bit. Then again, I said if it's broken up like that, it has an older, more rundown look to it. And if it's together like this, it has a more upkept look. And I kind of want to keep that consistent. So let's loop this around. I don't know if the player will ever actually see this because I plan on putting a barricade on this so that they can't see like the blank space at the edge of the map. The barricade would go maybe here. Have not quite decided yet. I don't even know what that's going to look like because I haven't modeled anything of that sort yet. But anyway, there's the signpost around here. And I could put like a fountain or something in the middle here. have a fountain model that looks okay. Alright, let's go with that for now. Save. Let's see. Alright, that happened. Let's go and export this. That's going to take a minute again. Looking to see on social media, I posted the stream if anybody has reacted, but it looks like they have not. Where did YouTube chat go? There's YouTube chat. Hello, YouTube chat. Probably because I didn't program it right. Oh, yeah. I mean, since when do I program things right? I say as I just closed that, didn't I? I say as I have almost 20,000 lines of code here that somehow work magically. Let me see. What am I looking for? I'm looking for this file, modified just now, and I'm looking to overwrite this file. All right, still below somewhere below 32 megabytes, which is cool. Should probably also update this file because I don't know if I made any changes to it. The map being the stuff in the map, the geometry being the cliffs and stuff, the hills. Let's see. So what kind of games are you interested in making, Jack T. Strick, if you're still here? Do you like, I don't know, puzzle games or platformers or role-playing games or any particular genre, or just you're looking to get into making games, period? Let's see. The fern things, yeah, I guess they're ferns, but they're growing into the trees and that looks a little bizarre, so I might want to trim that a little bit. I like how it looks with the chest in the middle, though. Which way does that open? That opens the wrong way. Should probably rotate this a little bit so that... What's 141 plus 82? 180 rather. 320? That's a little better. Not sure if I'd have them going right up to the wall here. Ooh, I just clipped through the wall. I love it when that happens in real life. I really need to find out why you clip through the walls, because I've been trying to work on that for the longest time, and I still don't know why it happens. I also don't know why you vibrate off the wall like that, for that matter. Anyway, I said something about... Oh dear. This needs to move over. Come on, where are you? You stuck in the tree? I think it's stuck in the tree. Kinda interested in games, period, but I prefer to do a story game. RPG Maker MV. Yeah, that works. I've used a bit of RPG Maker XP, but I haven't really messed around that much with scripting. Now I'm stuck in the wall again. So, I don't really know the full extent of what RPG Maker can do. Alright, you know what? I don't know what to do about this thing. Because it's stuck in the wall and I can't access it. Alright, you know what? For now, I'm going to go ignore it and drop another slope into the world. Is that the right rotation? That is not the right rotation. Is that it? Oh, now I'm still stuck in the wall. Now I'm stuck in the slope. I'm good at this. Alright, but in any case, that's good. I'll save the map later. And I think I need another slope here as well. Is there anything being, like, obscured by the wall? No, I don't think so. Alright, this is gonna have to move. Let's rotate this. Wrong way again. Is that good? Okay, so that's flush against the wall. It's kind of, the base is kind of in the way of the trees, but that's okay, I can just remove a few trees later. And this, now that I have the space here, should probably add another slope so that you can actually get up it. Oh, come on. Is this stuck in the tree too? It better not be. That's totally stuck in the tree. Alright, well. Can I get rid of this? Oh, that does it. Maybe I could do that for the other one too, so I don't have to worry about it later. I'm going to not make this quite up against the first one, I think, but just a little off-center, so that the player can't just hold down the up button or anything. The forward button, rather. Ooh. That might be a problem. It is a little too high. It's also doing that. It's not counting on that. Could move this over. And just hide it. Something tells me that's not the best solution now. Yeah. I mean, that works for now. I don't really like it though. That looks even worse somehow. Alright. Let's move that back up and move it over a little bit, was it? I'm not so savvy with scripting either. I just saw this comment. Sorry if it was leaving you hanging. I'm just good with understanding what to do in normal software. It's really good at making boring looking games. Yeah, that's the common criticism of RPG Maker games, isn't it? Is that they all kind of look the same. And come on. I guess there's a reason for that. Like a lot of the games that you see on the Steam store for RPG Maker don't even use their own tile set, they just use the default one. How did I have it before? And oh well, I'll just do something else with this later. Can I? No. I guess if you really like the like Super Nintendo era RPGs, the look of those types of games, then RPG Maker games are for you. But I could definitely see where the boring looking games kind of critique comes from. Let me see. Alright, I can try putting it here and have it not. It's still appearing through the edge. Maybe if I would... Maybe I could at least move the YouTube comments thing over this way, and I won't have to look so far to find it. Alright, this looks really weird. Anyway, I don't know exactly how I want to fix this, but... oops. Should fix it eventually, somehow. I need to get out of here. I cannot get out of here. I'm stuck to the wall. Oh, now I can't get up here either. I really wish I had implemented an undo button. That would make several things so much easier right now. See how this looks. Alright, that is properly aligned to the wall. This one, however, can I move this over a little bit? Maybe moving it. What's 5152 minus 16? 5136. I'll try. Alright, that works, but it's not popping through the ground anymore, I think. But it is a little bit odd, the way it's halfway cut off by the ledge. I could just remove this one tile here in the map editor. I think I'll do that. Ooh, I hid the comments again. Good job, Dragonite. Alright, well, it's kind of popping through the wall, and I'm stuck in the wall again. I really need to figure out why it does that, and figure out a way to make it not happen. I'll do that off stream, though, because I have a feeling that'll be a pretty boring stream. Debugging is not the most exciting thing ever. Now that that's done, I did say... Oh wow, there's a lot of open space here. Again, there was more space to play with than I was kind of expecting there would be. Let's go with, what is it, fountain? Alright, that looks okay. Should probably add like a picnic table or something next to it to give the impression that there is a human activity in this area. Let's see, what happens when I run this way? How does it look running as opposed to flying over it, I wonder? Shooting star. Alright, it looks okay. Again, wide open. I should probably make this a little more denser than it is. But for now, this is okay. As it is now, I think you can go through the trees. Oh no, you can't go through the trees. I thought I changed that to make it so that you could go through the trees. Oh well. I'll worry about that in a minute. Maybe put invisible barriers between the trees and walls. They should have their own collision properties though. Like if I were to bring up the, where is it? What the trees look like, sea trees, collision trees. They should have their own, just a box shape. Model Creator can open up, that'll be great. Sometime today. Wow, things are really going slowly. Hello. Alright, are we frozen? Please tell me we're not frozen. Alright, I'm gonna ignore that for now. Anyway, the trees should have their own collision properties. I like to walk, maybe slow it down a tad for the players. I could, I suppose. Running, this is walking, this is running. I could slow down the running a bit, maybe. I'd have to add more stuff to the world to make it interesting to look at, though. What happens if I, one, save the game so I don't lose, oops, so that I don't lose all the work I just did in it, and two, okay, now it's open. It's frozen. That's normal. Alright. Guess I won't be showing any of that right now. Two, go to walk speed, move speed walk, I think it's called. And run. What happens if I slow walking down to like 1.4 and running down running? Wait, what? I don't want to save the changes. What did I just, what were the values that I edited? Move speed run is 1.5. Oh, that's 1.5 times the default moving speed. Alright, let's slow that down to 1.5 and this down to like 1.8. See how that looks. It shouldn't look too different, I think. Maybe just, I don't know, maybe I could implement a super running state where you actually move quite a bit faster. But it's harder to control, like, I don't know, a bicycle control or something like that. Hmm. That might be a pain to implement, though. Let's see, I see the flag at the top of the hill. Now let's come on over this way. Oh, the fountain and stuff is gone. It's not noticeable. I don't think it's noticeably slower. I could live with that, though. Also, when you run, the field of view kind of expands a little bit. I don't know, I've noticed that expanding the field of view more when you run gives the impression of moving faster. It also happens when you jump. Jumping isn't all that useful though because you don't go very high. Anyway, I'm going to go copy the forest map back into the folder. No, the forest map into the maps folder and go back to working on the geometry thing. Oops. Hopefully it won't take as long to load as it took to save. I'm looking at the stream view on the YouTube stream dashboard, and it seems like it's actually quite a bit behind. Has it always been like that and I just didn't notice? Because it shows just now as I talk here that I'm just editing the values for the walk speed and the run speed, and I feel like I did that a while ago. Anyway, let's load the forest. I should probably look around this YouTube stream page a little bit, because I should probably familiarize myself with how it works before I actually come out and stream, but whatever. So I need to have this active, and I said, what was it that I said was getting in the way of something or another? It was one of these. I think it was that one. Might have been that one. In any case, I'll just cut the corners down a little bit. And what else was there? There was also, I think, the path going into the tree I wanted to address. Am I on the right level again? I'm not. It's not letting me erase. Why is it not letting me erase? That's funny. Oh. Wait a minute. I am completely lost here. Why is it not letting me erase the trees? I was doing this earlier, right? Or wasn't doing this earlier. Is it just... That's bad. I may have just found a glitch in my program on stream. I have a little experience with YouTube streaming. It's probably just a bit behind because of all this demanding... It could be. I don't know. I'll try not to worry about it too much. Instead, I'll try worrying about... Okay, there it goes, erasing trees. I don't know why I wasn't doing that before. Oh well. Anyway. I'm on the wrong level again. I want to space this out a little. Why is it not? It was letting me edit the other trees, but not this one. Oh, there it goes. Alright, I don't know what I'm doing here. Obviously. Let me see. Give the path a little bit of breathing room so that it's not going through the trees. And I think I also said up top I wanted to not make the ferns go through the trees as well. That would be a little better. Okay. So now that that is done, I think I've addressed everything I wanted to down there. Let me go decals, or otherwise known as trees. Let me go back here. I'll deal with the density of the forest later, I think. But for now, I have been streaming for an hour already. It doesn't feel like an hour. I said something about like hills that I couldn't remember the name of. That's not it. That's it. Like, small hills before I got distracted by doing the big one. And let's see, I could put like a pond. If I erase z equals 0, I'll get a pond. So I could do that. That would be cool. And then put a, let's see, grass. I think I would want this one for grass for a pond. And it'll be like reeds. I don't have any lily pads, unfortunately. But that's an idea. I could add lily pads. I'll do that off stream though. Let me see. That should be good. I don't want them, well, maybe I do. I was going to say I don't want them right up the at the edge of the pond, but it could look okay. Let's take a little bit out here and there. Just so that it's not completely saturated. That almost looked like a face for a moment. Okay. Let's go back to doing trees. Oops. Wrapped around to the top there. And I don't know where the entrance to this should be, the entrance slope. Probably on this side. And I'll have the entrance to this on the side as well. Okay. Again, those will be hovering over the edge and I don't want that. It's an imperfection on the way that I place trees down, is that they can go over the edge of cliffs, and I don't want that. It's fine on one side, it's not fine on the other side, and I don't really know why. It's probably something to do with the way that it checks to see if there's anything beneath it. Anyway. That should be good. Oh, you know what? I think I know why I wasn't able to go between the trees earlier. This is a comment telling me not to mess with this code, and I mess with it all the time anyway. I think if I change that value to 2, I'll be able to go through the trees. I think. It should also be a little less jittery when I walk up to the edge of something. But anyway, let me see. I don't want to be able to, players to be able to like walk up right to the edge of this, so I'm going to go and add another border. And I'll worry about filling this in later, because I know I spent a lot of time just filling in grass when I started streaming, and that wasn't probably the most exciting material ever. Let's see. Increase the brush radius to 8. Make this go a little faster. And alright, I'll just go up to here. And then call it for... I made it sound like I was ending the stream, which I'm probably not going to do quite yet. Just stop messing with that now, though, is what I was getting at. Alright, some more trees. I'll just throw a few more around here. Maybe a little breakthrough so you can enter this area from either direction. Something like that. Okay. Now, path. Set the brush radius to 2. Something like this. I'm gonna get rid of one tree just to make it look a little more rounded. I don't know if you'll be able to tell from the ground, but just from the air, it looks weird if it's blocky. Okay, there's that, and then I'm gonna do this. That doesn't necessarily go anywhere, but there could be like a treasure chest or something hidden at the edge. Oops. It's a little close to the trees. I don't know if they're going to end up overlapping or not. Just to give a little more breathing room. Alright, so I think what I want to do next is have... The path tool is also useful because it can kind of trace where I want to trace out, like, it can be used to doodle ideas and erase them later. But I think the general flow is going to go something like this. Oops. Maybe. Little dotted line. There's a hole in the path. Don't want that. Will it go something like this? I think maybe. We'll see. If it's let's see, trees. If it's too boring later on, I'll try to make it more interesting. But for now, I think that'll work. Is that too close? I hope that's not too close. I'll leave an opening here in case I want to have something else going off in another direction. Or maybe I don't know, another one of the abandoned house looking set pieces in the middle of here. It's just something like that. Again, I don't really know exactly what I want to populate this forest. Let's see, save. I'm probably going to go and save, load this into the game, and then call it for the stream. Because I have been going for an hour and 13 now. And I don't want this to last like all night or anything. Ooh, it's 10 p.m. already. Eastern Standard, Eastern Daylight, whatever time. I think it's daylight time right now. Anyway. Is this it? I think that's it. Let's go export. This will take a moment. Probably a longer moment than before because it's I've added quite a lot since the last time. Let's see. Come on. Alright, there we go. Forest. I think I can close this because I'm pretty much done with it. And where's the one folder of the files? Here it is. Still at 32 megabytes. Not bad. Geometry. Okay, let's run the game. Yeah, no, it doesn't feel like an hour 15. Although, apparently according to the clock it is. And, like, when did it get this late? You know? I hope you found this interesting, because I don't want to have, like, wasted an hour 15 of your time, because I know you showed up pretty much at the, oops, did it again. I know you showed up at pretty much the beginning of the stream. And where was I going with that? I don't remember where I was going with that. Usually when I watch live streams of games, I'm also doing something else on the side and have the stream up in the background. I don't know if that's a common thing, if other people do that or not. Let's see. Let's load the game, even though we're not really loading anything. Alright, so it looks more like a forest from the air now. Although again, the render distance could be a little bit higher. And there's this lovely little fountain. I should probably put a signpost here as well, because this is kind of the central hub of the area. Let's see, where's this signpost? Sign, road. I've learned quite a bit from watching this. Glad to have spent this time watching. Oh, thanks. I'm glad to have been able to help. Let's see. I don't know exactly how much I've been doing here is like directly applicable to a game maker because a lot of this is built on top of code that I wrote myself, but I've texted a few people, but this has been the most of my attention. Oh, so you've been mostly not doing stuff in the background. Alright, to each their own. Let's see. Can I go through the trees now? I cannot go through the trees now, and it's still a little jittery. Anyway, how does the pond look? I'm not going to bother putting down one of those slopes because that's going to take time. The pond is actually not populated by reeds, and it looks like the texture mapping is a little bit off. Oh, I know why. They're below the water. I can see the ripples for whatever reason. I forget why it is. I used to know why it is, but the ripples can let you see through the transparent water. And I see that the reeds have spawned below me. And that is okay, I guess. There's a few ways I could address that, none of which I really like. Alright, anyway. I think I can get out of here. And it doesn't look like as much without all the reeds, ferns, whatever they are. But oh well. Forgot what the run button was momentarily. Alright, so I just fell down. Alright, I think this has been a fairly productive night. I'm going to end things off. Jack T. Strict and everybody else, thank you for watching. Again, I have the playlist of I really think you should keep the transparent ripple effect. It looks really nice, but that's just me. It could, but it also looks kind of unfinished, I think. It's a little weird. The way you can see through, like you can see objects you aren't really supposed to see, like the bottom of the grass and the bottom of the cliffs and anything else that might be in the water. I don't know. I might leave it, I might not. But anyway, there is again a playlist of bird game material in the corner on the card over here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you whenever I decide to do this again.